What's your favorite Starbucks drink?
Depending on the time of the day, in the morning, Doppio Espresso Macchiato. In the afternoon, French pressed aged Sumatra.
How many times have you been asked that question?
100. I'm Howard Schultz. Let's sip and skim.
Let's do it.
You've come out and said you are thinking about running as an independent.
Yes.
And when I think about that, it's pretty much probably skipping over a primary vetting process. If you think you are the best person for America, why wouldn't you just run as a Democrat?
You think you're the first person to ask me that?
No, I don't, but I'm going to ask you again because I
fine.
don't think that there's been
That's the right question.
a clear answer.
Okay. Well, it's not trying to skip over the primary process. It's, I believe I would have to be disingenuous in order to participate in the primary process as a Democrat. Why? I no longer affiliate myself as a Democrat.
So let's say you consider and then you decide to officially run.
Yes.
And you win.
Yes.
What does a two-party system in America look like?
Good, very good question. So let me answer that by asking a rhetorical question. Is there any evidence whatsoever that if a Democrat could win the White House in 2020, there's any evidence on any level that the two parties would all of a sudden begin playing nice and working together? I would submit there's no evidence of that. I also believe that Donald Trump will get reelected if he's running against a far-left progressive Democrat. So can you imagine, for the first time since George Washington, the opportunity for an independent person to get a mandate from the American people and actually become the President of the United States? And that mandate would be so strong that Congress would have to fall in line because the American people would have spoken so loudly in changing our political system. The other thing I want to say, which I think is really important, is over the course of the last almost 30, 40 years, every presidential election has been determined by battleground states, which generally is less than 10 states. So in 40 states of the country, or 35 of the states, it doesn't matter whether you vote Democrat or Republican, because those states are predetermined to be red or blue. But if I run for president as an independent, if I decide to do that, it'll be a 50-state race in which every vote will matter because it'll be a three-way race. And every state, practically, will no longer be predetermined to be blue or red. What better expression of democracy?
You and Donald Trump actually have something in common, which is two things. Neither of you have political experience, but you both have a lot of business experience. What makes you more qualified?
I can't speak to Donald Trump's business experience, although it's quite different than my own, having run a public company for the last 26 years and been a fiduciary of the company. But many people will look at what Starbucks has done and what we've done for our people, and that's not really the reason why people should be interested in me or support me. It's really what I've learned along the way. What have I learned? I've learned that people should come first. I learned that success is best when it's shared. And my life experience is so different than almost anyone who's ever run for president. And I'm living proof of the American dream, a dream that in many ways is not as accessible as it should be to millions of Americans.
In 30 seconds or less, can you clarify your stance on healthcare?
My health care?
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Skim it.
Every person in America, I believe, has the right to access to affordable health care. Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act, I think was a good idea, and 30 million plus people got access to insurance, but it needs to be refined. Republicans want to eradicate it, that's a mistake, and the Democrats want to create free government health care for everybody. I don't think that works either. So net, let's fix the Affordable Care Act in a way that makes it less expensive for people. Let's bring private enterprise into it so they have skin in the game. And let's take special interest out of the equation with our politicians so that we can have the pharma companies contribute what they need to do, which is transparency in the system and a negotiated way in which people can have access to prescription drugs at a price in which is transparency.